We're in Kerry and we're going boating Irish style. You might have seen our Meet the Owner with John Brennan. Well, he said, while you're here, let's take the boat out for a spin. Now, the boat is a Red Bay Stormforce 1450. It is an absolute beast. And as I say, if you've seen the Meet the Owner, you'll know what this boat is all about. If you haven't, it's worth checking that out. But what this video is about going boating. So we're going to do that right now. And we have aboard with us Marianne. Yes!
Very much just along for the ride and having a lovely time.
Good for you. Fantastic. It's about time we go down to the water in Ireland, isn't it?
Yeah, high time. Very excited about going out to sea, seeing the Skelligs.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, I have offered to help John with the ropes and the lines, but he has this set up completely for single-handed boating, so he can literally take care of everything on a 50-foot boat all on his own, and that's what he's doing. I find this with my own boat sometimes. It's easier just to get on rather than trying to direct other people as to what you want to do. So if you wonder what size boat you can handle on your own, well, this is an answer. So I've mentioned these joystick controls at the back, and you can see that's what John's using here. Just taking the boat off completely sideways using the joystick. That is amazing.
Glamping over here. This is our wedding venue, and then we have 2 restaurants here as well.
Fantastic.
And we have a beautiful tent up here in the woods called the Hideaway, which is totally private.
How nice.
Its own facilities and everything there. So it's nice, yeah. When it's full, it's lovely. Okay, good to go.
Brilliant. It's grand.
It's grand, that's right. Forget awesome. Yeah. Don't mind your shoes.
No, honestly, it's fine.
Because I just.
No, I'm the same. Marianne, why don't you park yourself on this nice comfy seat up here?
Really?
Yeah.
You want to be there?
No, you go for it.
Awesome.
Oh, what is it you said?
See what's happening to me, John?
Put your hand down there, lift up the lever in the middle of the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just.
Lift it up.
Yeah.
Wow, so what's that doing, raising the seat height?
What that does now, it does 2 things. It sets your weight against the seat, so it fills it with air to get your height right. And then the seats are also suspended forward and back, so when you hit a wave, you don't feel it. You go into it, and it gives you the...
Why don't you test that for me now, John?
I will, certainly. We won't get it today, I don't think, because it's not rough out there today, but we'll do our best to find something for you anyway.
You're very obliging.
Yeah. No. 3.5.
So what is the plan, John?
The plan is we're going to leave here, we're going to cruise nicely down the bay, which is about 30 miles long, and then we're going to go out as far as the Skelligs and see the Skelligs, where the monks built a monastery in the 6th century, which still stands today. Some of your viewers may recognise it from Star Wars, because it was this location for the last scene in the recent Star Wars movie. It's a very dramatic place, really, really rugged. Very limited availability to get in to see it. We won't be able to land now, but we'll be able to go around it hopefully. But the weather is good today, so we should be fine. It'll be grand.
Brilliant.
It'll be grand.
It will be grand. And what do you think of John's boat, Marianne?
It's grand, actually, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, it's no Smuggler's 2, is it?
Well, you know, but he does his best, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's alright. It's got some nice features, like gorgeous bedrooms. Staterooms, absolutely beautiful.
It's a balance between function and form, and the ability to go here is important, and then you build the rest around it. So that's why it's fairly pilot boaty looking in places from the outside, but that gives us its ability to go. So you have to trade a little bit of glam for a bit of ability. So I'm quite happy to do that. We live in an area where if we have a planing hull boat, you probably only have 2 months boating a year, and that's not enough. So then you trade for something of this nature, which gets you into 7, 8, 9 months, which we boated last year in January, no issue whatsoever. So if you get the right boat, you'll be able to use it.
So this is a semi-displacement hull?
This is semi-displacement.
Okay,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah. We
Oh,
can
that's
trade.
nice.
It's very interesting now, actually, because we can travel here now at, I'll just get it down to 8 knots, which is trawler speed. I'll just show you here now. You see that? Yeah. If you pull it down to about 1,000 revs, we're at 1,100. We're at 1,240 revs there now, which is a little bit high. But we're doing 8.3 knots, and we're only using 1.92 litres a mile.
Wow.
So it's extremely. You could like have a 1,000-mile range now at this.
Yeah.
At this speed.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go this speed, which is very comfortable because you have the 3 engines, it's very solid in the water and it has very good manoeuvrability. You're not all over the place. Sometimes when you have a planing or semi-planing hull at slow speeds, it's hard to manoeuvre. That's not the case with this. So you can drive like this all day at 8 knots using 1.9 litres a mile. That's phenomenal range. But when we get up, it's funny, between 18 and 28 knots, it's irrelevant what speed you're doing. You're using 5.5 litres a mile, which gives us a range of about 360.
Yeah.
But I'm playing with trim tabs the whole time. Gwen, my wife, goes out of her mind because I'm buttons pushing and I'm getting everything, trying to get it balanced properly to be as economical as possible. That's only part of the fun. So we're going to go now.
Okay.
So. There we are at 29 knots and 5.2 litres a mile.
That is properly effortless, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You wouldn't. It doesn't feel it at all.
No.
Like 30 knots in a 52-foot boat.
Yeah.
You can talk away, no engine noise of any major extent, and it's just once I get around down here, we go, and then I'll hit autopilot. We're on a straight route then, and then you're only looking for pots. That's really all you're looking for. So that's where we are now from it. We're going right down the edge of the peninsula.
Gosh, yeah.
Out here to the Skelligs.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 29 knots. It's
No, I
so
know, yeah.
smooth,
Yeah.
so steady.
Put down your arm there then. You have an arm there as well. Yeah.
In a cushion,
And
a
then,
blanket.
and then when it gets really rough, you can put on this.
Yeah, so
Wow.
is that alright?
Yeah.
They've
And
got
they-
seatbelts.
No, yeah, but they're brilliant. Like in rough water, they are brilliant. And so when the water gets rough, you put these on, and then you're held in. You don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing which are good are these windows. I had these in the last boat as well, but they lock, and there's no leak, and they get nice cross air through. You don't think there's a lot of window to get air in, but actually they work quite well. But they don't leak, which I thought when I saw them day one, I said, oh, we'll be dry in water for the rest of our lives. But it's not the case. They work quite well.
Well, I seem to have found myself at the helm. I'm not quite sure how. However, I'm not actually driving. We're on autopilot. We're still doing 29 knots.
Well, here's my own jump. We're just after passing Sneem.
Okay.
And we're coming down to Cahir Daniel.
Right. So we're just heading right down. I guess this is an estuary down through
This
here.
is the estuary, yeah.
And this is an amazing way to travel because we've got all the scenery going on around us, rolling past us at 29 knots. And we're just sat here in complete comfort. We're able to chat. The engines are very quiet. It might sound louder on this than it is in reality because the microphone's obviously a little bit further away and it's picking everything up. But we can sit here and have a conversation, the three of us, without raising our voices, very comfortable. You could do this for hours on end, and it really is a great way to cover ground. It's exactly what this boat does. It's what it was built for, and it's what it's doing right now. 29 knots cruising and just covering ground.
I'll do that now. We might bring this back in the evening up here for the winter because there's a few things. Yeah.
You're settled now in Canberra. You're not going to be leaving in a
Hard to
hurry.
go. Yeah, there's something about it. It's quite funny. We would take in an awful lot of students into the hotel, 17, 18, 19 years of age, and a huge percentage of them come back to live in. Yeah, like a lot of the businesses in there were started by people who either work for themselves or were originally owned the Park Hotel, sold the land. It's quite nice.
What about fishing in
we seem to have shaken off Marianne. Oh no, wait, there she is, out the back. She's not actually being sick, she's filming. And John's back at the helm and is in his rightful place. And it looks like we're a little bit closer inshore again down here, John.
We're going to cut around here now. This is Derry Nan. And we're going to cut through between Two Headed Island and Shirkin. And we're going to go out to the Skellig rocks then.
Okay, so is this sort of getting out to sea proper now?
This will be now, once we go out around here, well, we're fine. We can, if you look out here, you'll see Manhattan. So we're on the Atlantic now, and so we're just about to go out past the end of the peninsulas. And it'll be fine today, there's no issue. There'll be a bit of a chop, but nothing major.
Yeah.
We might have to slow down to 28 knots.
I'm sure we'll cope. It's a spectacular scenery through here, though. It's absolutely beautiful. Here's Marianne back amongst us. There you go, you can have your seat back.
No, not at all. You
No, go for it, honestly.
You're very kind.
I am very kind.
He was telling the world you were getting sick.
So there's Marianne vomiting off the stern.
You look very well.
I feel very well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be leaving this boat in a hurry, I can tell you.
I think this boat actually suits you. You know, I'd always had you down as a Sunseeker girl, but now I'm starting to reconsider.
I think I like big boats, big engines, moving fast, and seeing the world. Have you looked out at how beautiful it all is?
Yeah,
It's just glorious.
Yeah.
I could do this all day.
And this is a see the world kind of boat, isn't it? This isn't to go out to an anchorage half a mile down the coast and spend the day at anchor,
No,
is it?
no, not at all. We're going to see stuff. We're going to be out at sea. Seeing the country is what we're doing with this boat. I think that's magic. Love it. Let's go shopping when we get home.
Okay.
I'm not showing people Ireland. I just think just the number of people I meet every day, every week, never been. No. I'd love to go to Ireland. But what's time to go?
Were you ever out to the Skelligs, no?
No.
Oh, when did you see these?
Yeah. Little Skellig is the Gannets.
Yeah. So this is where Kenmare is, that's where we left. We've come down the estuary all the way. We've just turned the corner here now, and we just set the last course here for the Skelligs.
That's grand.
Right.
It's grand.
I don't know, you're not doing that right yet. Very cool.
No, you sit up there.
All right. You're very kind. I think Marianne's getting a taste for this sort of cruising.
Just a little bit, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I'm really struggling to square this life with the life that I'm going to go back to in a week.
I don't know, we should mention at this point John's 5-star hotel that he's kindly put us up in as well. So we've had a very restful night and a very luxurious morning so far. And I think Marianne's going to do a little video of that on her channel. So check out Marianne, I'll put a link in the description. And you're going to see a bit more of that.
Yeah, sparkling, perfect.
Well, we are out in the Atlantic proper now, and you can just see Marianne's chair. She's on, so these are suspension seats. You can see that starting to work. And that's just taking the edge off of the swells that we're going over. In fact, these seats not only go up and down, that they have do a little bit of travel forward and back as well, like that. So it just takes the sharpness off of hitting a wave, and it means that this boat just goes and goes. What do you think, Marianne?
Super comfy. I'm glad to be here just to show you how well the seat works.
I knew we brought you for a reason.
That's fine. Anytime, hon.
You were cast very well.
Yeah. This is proper long distance, high speed offshore boating. It's just brilliant. Yeah, that's true.
I hope you've shown them that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I have take dimensions. I think we're going to need that in smugglers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were just saying this is the fastest serious offshore wine rack. If you have a look up here, you can see the wine rack along the top. Just brilliant.
Perhaps it's getting to covered boat in the 6th century.
Into the goat or a...
Yeah, but they brought a cow out for milk.
Oh, you said that right. They brought out
You can't say that on television. You said that because they might have been shown already. So the viewer doesn't know I've said it.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so we retake on that for it. We'd be shocked for doing things like that, because that's a nightmare for the edit. As I was saying. No, you don't do that.
So they came out in quite small boats, I understand.
Say that again?
They came out here in quite small boats, I understand.
Small boats covered in canvas, in calf skins.
Really?
It was the only way, it was 6th century.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they came out here, and the thinking was that the closer you were to the horizon, the closer you were to God. So these were the furthest pieces of land visible from the mainland, and land is a strong expression now for these because it's pure rock. But it's interesting, today there's only one landing point on Skellig Michael, and if the swell is coming from the southeast you cannot land. Back in the 6th century they had 3 landing places, so no matter where the wind or the swell was coming from on the day, they could land.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to get all the way out here in a calf-skinned coracle and not be able to get off.
Like, look, we're 7 miles out from the nearest point, and we're probably 12 miles from the best shore on the mainland.
Yeah.
And so it will be some feat to get out here to turn around and go back.
Yeah, totally. So the rock's coming up here now. And the other one is over there. We're a long way out. 7 miles out, I think you said?
Yeah, 7 miles out, yeah. Now all the gannets that land here, they never land on the mainland. We only land on this island.
Okay.
It's quite extraordinary. And here in the background you might see the boat. They're bringing passengers back into the mainland now. There's 12 boats who come out here every day, and they're each licensed for 12 people each. So it's very limited availability to get on to see it. So we're not allowed to land now.
Right. This is amazing, isn't it?
Go just something else. It's very exciting actually. It's
Yeah.
lovely to be out here. And again, it's coming in and out.
And we're still doing 25 knots. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
So I've slowed it down.
Yeah, and that's
Still
slowed down.
comfortable.
Yeah.
This one is Little Skellig,
Okay.
and that one's Skellig Michael.
Wow, look at that.
Front the back and film that.
Yeah. So that white stuff on there looks like snow. That's not snow. That is the product of all of these birds. I reckon if you got close up to that, you'd smell it before you hit it. The interesting thing is how we've slowed down. You can get a feel for the
Yeah.
actual swell.
How much movement there is in the
Yeah,
water.
I know. It didn't feel at all rough when we were going
No.
out, and now we're stopped. We've really got that
Yeah.
rolling Atlantic swell out here.
It's actually quite a heavy sea, it would seem to me, but you can't feel that at all when you're inside.
No, it's amazing.
Incredible boat.
So this is the other one, right?
This is Skellig Michael, yeah.
Okay.
This is the one that had the monks on from the 6th century.
Wow.
So 6th century, monks came out. This is on the horizon. Close to the horizon equals close to God. So they would come out and live their monastic lives here in little cells made of stone. So cold, wet, miserable, stormy, horrific conditions really to be living in. But if you look really closely, you can see paths around the island and those little beehive cells that they lived in. You see little right on the top, and then there's a path coming down, really precipitous paths.
I don't know how well you will be able to see them, but the cells that the monks stayed in the 6th century are right up there on the top. They have slate roofs, which they cut from the rock right out here, and those are still there. 6th century, here we are now, that slate has survived. And you might be able to see, I don't know how well you'll pick it up, you can see a little bit of building down here, and just up and slightly to the left, you might just be able to make out there's people walking up there. It's some seriously precipitous climbs to get up to the top. I'm not sure it's something I'd fancy. And here you can see all the little boats that bring people out. So each of these boats is licensed for 12 people, and they can bring them in and drop them off, provided of course that the weather is suitable. It is today, it's not always. And Marianne looked this up once to see about coming out here a couple of years ago, and there was a 2-year waiting list to get your name down for a slot to come out, and then you just had to cross your fingers and hope the weather's okay, because if you get to that date and it's not, then you ain't going. Simple as that. So it's quite special to be able to come out here and see this and be this close to it. We can't actually land, of course, but to get right up to it like this is remarkable. And just to touch on the boat for a moment, you see these inflatable tubes along the side. Technically this is a rib, but what these do is, of course, they're ultra buoyant. They're actually not air filled, they're foam filled, and it means the boat can only roll so far, and once they hit the water there's so much buoyancy in them, it pretty much stops the roll from going much further. There's no stabilisation on this boat, no gyro, no fins. That's what's holding it steady. Look at all these boats. This is big business, bringing tourists out here. And I'll tell you something, for nothing, they are not getting back to the mainland quite as fast as we're going to. That's the mainland right the way over there. That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's almost quite moving, isn't it, to see it and appreciate that history.
Yeah, the Bull Rock is the moving one for me. We won't get to it today now. But the Bull Rock is the moving one for me because it was built in the 1800s. And to bring cut stone from the mainland and hoist it up to build a lighthouse was phenomenal.
That is astonishing, isn't it?
What people were capable of with fairly primitive tools.
With their hands. 150 feet up, the first lighthouse was built, and it was smashed with waves in 1957.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
I feel faintly queasy looking at it, to be honest. Imagine coming down then, there's another path.
Yeah, that was
straight
the
down
third. That was the
face.
third path. That was the third route up.
Oh, I see, right.
So
We
today,
landed in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, I'd say now if you had rowed out here, you'd be damn glad to land in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just get me off.
Fair enough. Good point. Well
Yeah.
made.
Yeah, and imagine the boats that came out on weren't quite as comfortable as this one.
Certainly weren't triple engined.
Our suspension seats.
Yeah.
Unless you sat on the goat. Oh, God help them. Close to God, certainly.
Yeah, you'd have certainly felt it by the time you got here, wouldn't you?
We're going to leave here and we're going back towards the mainland to Waterville Harbour or St. Finian's Bay. And we'll throw anchor down in there, we'll have lunch.
Perfect.
And then you'll see the other side of this boat. Now, keep you in suspense.
Sounds grand,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
That sounds intriguing. Yeah. And how far away is that?
About 6 miles.
Okay, so that won't take long.
No.
I think if you could sum this boat up with one shot, it'd be the fact that we're now doing 26 knots offshore in the Atlantic in a bit of a swell, and there's a glass of water just casually sat there. It's not even in a cup holder, it's just casually sat there, not spilling a drop. I think that tells you all that you need to know.
Oh, I see. So.
Just a bit apart. Like serious apart. Maybe the interior. Really nice.
Happy out.
That's Harris Bay.
Right.
Then Vesvinian's Bay in there.
Right.
And now we're going into Waterfall in here.
Okay. So what's this little cliff here on the hilltop?
That's another tower.
Okay.
They were watchtowers years ago.
Right.
They light fires at night to do ships, let them see it before there was lighthouse.
Yeah. I think we have them on the south coast, Devon, Cornwall as well, like
Yeah.
beacons, these are called.
So we have a regular gentleman who will right hand stand that means I didn't look clean in the bathroom.
Your own bathroom.
Yeah, forget that.
You know, he's not actually wrong, is he?
So we are approaching this little bay here, which I guess is where we're stopping for lunch.
That's Waterville, and we're going to come right around into this blue area here and anchor just behind this island because we should be fairly sheltered in there.
Nice.
I hope. Yeah, see over here on the mountain?
Oh yeah,
There's an old famine village. And a lady in Dublin called Noel Campbell Sharp has created an artist retreat. So the idea is that you come there and you either write or you make music or you do
or whatever.
yeah, whatever, and you give it a piece of your art to the charity, and it's a charity that set up. But it's really nice, but like it's a magnificent place to come to get inspired.
That little row of cottages
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
we call it a famine village. You mean it was deserted after famine?
Correct.
Yeah.
And she brought it back to life. Now basic but nice.
Yeah. There's one on Ackle Island called the Deserted Village, and it's
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
I mean, it's probably, I think it's about 100 different.
John's just dropped the anchor, and we're just making sure it's set, and I think this is our lunch spot. Could be worse, couldn't it?
That's it now.
Awesome. No!
Oh,
No!
grand.
Grand.
Don't
It's
step
grand. Okay.
You were doing so well.
I know. 1:05. Very civilised.
Wow. I can't believe that was 3 hours. That was incredibly pleasant.
Wasn't it? What a way to travel.
Yeah.
It is though, isn't it? It's amazing just to punch along like that without even considering the sea conditions really. It just
feeling
powers through.
so secure.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Really great.
That was the pilot.
I thought it might have been. Very nice. So this is it. This is lunch. What a way to spend a day boating. Thank you so much, John.
You're welcome indeed. Stop filming now and eat.
Okay.
I must look. You're
Don't press that button by the shower.
Yeah, for God's sake, man. Well, we have had such a relaxing afternoon. We've had a wonderful lunch with John. He's just gone to fire up the engine to sort out the anchor, and then I think we are heading home. But it has been a brilliant day out on the boat, isn't it?
It's been wonderful, yeah.
It's so nice.
Real treat.
It has, and this is actually what boating is all about, and it really makes you feel... Normally we're taking people out on our boat, and that's wonderful, we love doing that. But to be a guest of somebody else and to understand how special it is, I think that's important, isn't it? Because you don't see it quite so much. We take people out and we kind of host them and stuff, and it's wonderful, we enjoy doing it. But it's lovely to see it from the other side and be hosted, as it were.
Be the guest.
Yeah.
Sit back and relax and
and
just soak it all up.
And be shown places, because we show people, we say, look, here's Berry Head and here's this, and we've seen it all before. But so we don't see it with fresh eyes. And I think it's nice to be able to see things with fresh eyes and think, well, this is what it's like for people that we take out on the boat.
Oh, we've seen some very special places today, really special.
Totally.
It's such a treat.
Totally, it's brilliant. So yeah, we're about to up anchor, head for home, and it's been brilliant. It's been really special. Is there anything I can do, John? Can I bring the anchor up?
No, I'm going to pull anchors now in 2 seconds.
Okay.
And we're good then.
It's actually really impressive to see the way that John handles this. It's a 50-foot boat. It's a substantial piece of kit. He just does it all on his own, and whenever I off to have, he goes, no, I've got it. And yeah, he's got this whole thing set up so he can manage it entirely on his own. He can come out on his own. He can bring people with him that don't know or want to know about boating. They just want to enjoy the ride, and it really works for him. It's a really impressive setup. Fantastic.
Fine now.
You look too comfortable. I'm gonna have to buy a bigger boat, aren't I?
Well, either that or accept.
You have to buy a seat anyway.
I was gonna say it's great. You've got to find a hard push to get me off this boat today. But if you bring the seat, you've got a fighting chance.
Okay, fair enough. We'll unbolt it, take it with you.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we need to go shopping, huh?
We have a new skipper. How's it going there, Marianne?
I'm doing exactly nothing, not even moving. In case I break something.
I understand. But you're in command.
My place would be if anything took the pair of you guys out.
Yeah, you'd be alright.
I could master this, no bother, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be alright.
right down, pull it right back. I'll go out and I'll do fenders.
He's either a very brave man or a very foolish man.
Well, he just trusts you, your experience and your calm confidence.
Maybe that'll be it, yeah. God knows I'm exuding that now. Shake him off, we could be gone.
Well, it's a nice boat.
What happened, John Brennan? Sadly fell overboard.
Yeah.
And people were
We were looking the other way. We know nothing. We just realised he was gone. We searched for him for hours.
We thought he must have gifted us the boat, so we kept going. He's never going to see this, is he?
Oh yeah, probably.
Sorry, John.
Perfect.
We'll do the rest of us. Sometimes getting excited over. Have the step on the wrong side.
Ah.
I'll bring it back. Just loop it around this one here, so I'll bring it back.
Okay, do you want that hose off it first?
No, I'll put it on the top. That was great, folks. Thank you very much.
Oh well, no, thank you. The thanks is all ours.
Yeah. Nicest day boating I think I've had all year, to be fair.
Excuse me.
Well, it
No,
was a
that
surprise.
it was absolutely delightful.
There it was.
It was a surprise to get out like that.
It was fantastic. It was really, really good. It was such a nice experience.
No, that was wonderful. It was so hot.